Hi, welcome to my presentation about 107 common phobias. A phobia is a type of anxiety disorder characterized by an intense and irrational fear of a specific object, situation, or activity. Phobias can be incredibly distressing and can interfere with a person's daily life. There are several theories on how humans may develop phobias, and they often involve a combination of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Here are some common ways in which phobias may develop. Some researchers believe that genetics can play a role in the development of phobias. If there is a family history of specific phobias, an individual may be more predisposed to developing one themselves. A traumatic or distressing experience related to a specific object or situation can lead to the development of a phobia. For example, if someone is involved in a car accident, they may develop a phobia of driving. Phobias can be learned through observation and social learning. If a child sees a parent or caregiver reacting fearfully to a specific object or situation, they may internalize that fear and develop a phobia themselves. Phobias can also develop through classical conditioning, where a neutral stimulus becomes associated with fear. For example, if someone has a negative experience with an elevator, getting stuck or experiencing panic, they may associate elevators with fear and develop a phobia of them. Cultural and societal influences can contribute to the development of phobias. Certain cultures or societies may emphasize or reinforce specific fears or anxieties. There is evidence that imbalances in brain chemistry, particularly involving neurotransmitters like serotonin, can play a role in the development of anxiety disorders, including phobias. Certain personality traits, such as a tendency toward anxiety or high neuroticism, may make an individual more susceptible to developing phobias. It's important to note that phobias are considered irrational fears because the level of fear experienced is often disproportionate to the actual threat posed by the object or situation. Treatment for phobias typically involves various forms of psychotherapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, exposure therapy, and medications in some cases. Let's go over these common phobias some people may struggle with. Alphabetical order. Ablutophobia, fear of bathing or washing. Acrophobia, fear of heights. Agoraphobia, fear of open or crowded spaces. Ichnophobia, fear of needles or pointed objects. Electorophobia, fear of chickens. Amaxophobia, fear of cars or vehicles. Androphobia, fear of men. Anginophobia, fear of angina or choking. Anthophobia, fear of flowers. Anthropophobia, fear of people or society. Anthlophobia, fear of floods. Anuptophobia, fear of staying single. Apeirophobia, fear of infinity. Apophobia, fear of bees. Aquaphobia, fear of water. Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. Arithmophobia, fear of numbers. Allophobia, fear of flutes. Autophobia, fear of being alone. Aviophobia, fear of flying in an airplane. Barophobia, fear of gravity. Basophobia, fear of falling. Batrachophobia, fear of amphibians. Bibliophobia, fear of books. Botanophobia, fear of plants. Brontophobia, fear of thunder and lightning. Cacophobia, fear of ugliness. Calogynophobia, fear of beautiful women. Xenophobia, fear of new things or ideas. Chirophobia, fear of hands. Chromophobia, fear of colors. Cybophobia, fear of food. Claustrophobia, fear of confined spaces. Clytrophobia, fear of being trapped. Clinophobia, fear of going to bed. Coitophobia, sexual performance anxiety or sexual intercourse phobia. Coulrophobia, fear of clowns. Cynophobia, fear of dogs. Decidophobia, fear of making decisions. Deipnophobia, fear of dining or dinner conversations. Demophobia, fear of crowds. Dendrophobia, fear of trees. Dentophobia, fear of dentists or dental procedures. Dermatophobia, fear of skin diseases. Dromophobia, fear of crossing roads. Ecclesiophobia, fear of churches or religious gatherings. Isoptrophobia, fear of mirrors or one's own reflection. Eleutherophobia, fear of freedom. Entomophobia, fear of insects. Ephobophobia, fear of teenagers. Euphobia, fear of hearing good news. Urotophobia, fear of female genitalia. Geniophobia, fear of chins. Genophobia, fear or aversion to sexual activity or sexual situations. Glossophobia, fear of public speaking. Gynophobia, fear of women. Hemophobia, fear of blood. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia, fear of long words. Hydrophobia, fear of water. Hylophobia, fear of forests. Ichthyphalophobia, fear of seeing, thinking about, or having an erect penis. Katsuridophobia, fear of cockroaches. Coronophobia, fear of thunder. Latrophobia, fear of doctors. Levophobia, fear of objects on the left side of the body. Macrophobia, fear of long waits. Malaxophobia, fear of love play. Monophobia, fear of solitude or being alone. Mysophobia, fear of germs or dirt. Necrophobia, fear of death or dead bodies. Nomatophobia, fear of names. Nosocomophobia, fear of hospitals. Aquaphobia, fear of crowds. Umbraphobia, fear of rain. Ophidiophobia, fear of snakes. Panphobia, fear of everything. Papophobia, fear of the Pope or the papacy. Pediophobia, fear of children. Pediophobia, fear of dogs. Phasmophobia, fear of ghosts or supernatural entities. Phobophobia, fear of phobias. Phonemophobia, fear of speaking on the phone. Phonophobia, fear of loud sounds or noises. Placophobia, fear of tombstones. Psychophobia, fear of mental illness. Pteromerhanophobia, fear of flying. Radiophobia, fear of radiation or X-rays. Rectophobia, fear of rectums. Rhabdophobia, fear of being severely punished or beaten. Rhidophobia, fear of getting wrinkles. Rhipophobia, fear of defecation. Rhopophobia, fear of dirt. Siderodromophobia, fear of trains or railroads. Somnophobia, fear of sleep. Spectrophobia, fear of mirrors or one's own reflection. Stygiophobia, fear of hell. Taphophobia, fear of being buried alive. Thanatophobia, fear of death. Trichophobia, fear of hair. Triskaidekaphobia, fear of the number 13. Trypanophobia, fear of needles or injections. Trypophobia, fear of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes. Xenophobia, fear of strangers or foreigners. Xerophobia, fear of dryness or of dry places. Zoophobia, fear of animals. Xenophobia, fear of jealousy. Xenophobia, fear of the number 0 or of being without a numeral representation. If you or someone you know is struggling with a phobia, it's essential to seek help from a mental health professional who can provide guidance and effective treatment options. Phobias are treatable, and with the right intervention, individuals can learn to manage and overcome their fears. I really hope you liked my presentation about 107 common phobias. Be sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can know when I post more content. Also, there are some fun links in the description. Be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching.